Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Janelle Veronica for yet another makeup video. Remember, I post on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. Sometimes I throw in a little extra video so that you can watch. Alright, so if you want to see how I got this makeup look, everything is popping, the base is sitting perfectly, everything is nicely blended. I did this using products that I love and products that I would recommend. I also went in with the JUVIA'S Rebels Mint eyeshadow palette. So if you want to see my thoughts on the palette and how it performed, this eye look is giving me Tiffany blue. It is so pretty, so pretty. Alright, so just keep on watching the video guys and I'll jump right in. For today's video, I'm going to be walking you through my makeup base. As usual, you know I like to show you how I would achieve a flawless makeup base, a base that I like. It might be too extra for you, but this is what I am doing. I'm also going to be trying the JUVIA'S Rebel Mints eyeshadow palette. It's a little quad. I got this recently and I wanted to try it out for you guys. Let me just say from the get-go that I am scared of this palette. The colors don't look that dark enough to give me a good crease. I'll see how the transition shade works out, but however, the shimmer shades are pretty. You have these two shimmer shades, a blue one and a silver one that has some green reflex in it, and then these two matte shades at the bottom. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's go on, let's get started, let's put a face on. Alrighty, I'm going to prime with the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock Primer. If you've been around here for a little while, you know that I love this as a mattifying primer. Alright, so that's worked into the skin. I'm going to let that sit. However, today before I went in with my primer, I moisturized with the Simple Clear Skin Oil Balancing Moisturizer. This stuff is so good. If you're like me and you have oily skin, you still have to moisturize. But this is good because it balances the oil out in your skin. And I like going in with this as a moisturizer before I go in with my primer. And the rain just started falling, so hopefully it's not too loud. For my foundation today, I'm going to go in with the Revlon Colorstay Matte Finish Foundation. I'm using this in the shade 500 Walnut. It's for combination oily skin, and it really is for combination oily skin. And that just squirted all over my chest. I'm going to go in with a damp sponge and blend that foundation out. I know there are some people who like to use their sponge dry, but for me, I found it works best when my sponge is damp. Sponges are supposed to be damp, guys. Not soaking wet, but just damp. I'm just going in with one more pump of that foundation. I want a little bit more coverage in these areas. And this foundation is medium to buildable coverage. It gets the full coverage, not the fullest of full coverage, but it gives a beautiful medium to buildable, bordering on full coverage finish. And I absolutely like the smell of this foundation. It just smells like makeup, but I don't know, there is something about the smell of a Revlon foundation that I really like. It's nice and light and mild and pleasant. Concealer is going to be the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Butterscotch. I'm just going to let that concealer sit a little bit, because I find when I let my concealer sit on my face a little bit, I get more coverage and the concealer is easier to work with. So I'm going to use this time now to contour my face with the Milani Contour and Highlight Cream Liquid Duo in the shade 05 Dark Deep. And that contour stick is creamy and lovely. I absolutely love it. So that's nicely blended. I'm going to go in now and blend out my under eye concealer with another damp sponge. And that Too Faced concealer that I'm using today is full coverage. She is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful concealer. So if you're on the market for a concealer, I would definitely recommend the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm just going to go back in with that contour brush and just clean up around this area. For my setting powder, I've been loving the Huda Beauty Easy Bake. This is the Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. I use this in the shade Banana Bread, and I find this gives me the right amount of brightness under my eye. There's another shade called Blondie, which is a little bit more yellow. So if you prefer something a little bit more yellow under your eye, you can try the Blondie. But I find I like the brightness that this one gives me. And I'm just going to go in and set down all of the places where I would have placed that concealer down. And if you highlight down the bridge of your nose with your concealer, don't forget to go in and set it down. Do a light bake under my eyes. I find since that Too Faced concealer is so creamy, I like to bake a little bit. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it is very moisturizing for under the eye. So if you have dry skin, I think you should still like it. Alright, so I'm just going to let that area bake a little bit. It's going to look crazy while I bake, but it's part of the process. To set the rest of my face and set that contour and that foundation down, I'm going to use the JUVIA'S I Am Magic Setting Powder in the shade Gobi. Alright, and that's the shade of the powder, very close to my skin tone, to the foundation shade that I went in with. It's such a beautiful, nice, mattifying setting powder. And I'm just working that into the brush and then pressing that into the skin. And I like to go over that area with a pressed powder. This is the Black Opal True Color Ultra Matte Foundation Powder in the shade 450 Medium Dark. I find this gives me a very smooth finish. It's a foundation powder, so it adds a little bit more coverage. Alright, so foundation is nicely set. It's time for bronzer, my favorite step. I absolutely love bronzer, and as you know, I'm going in with the JUVIA'S bronzer, the dark kit, and I mix the two bronzers. You're probably sick of hearing me talk about this, but this is my all-time favorite bronzer. And I'm going over that area where I would have contoured and going around the forehead, you know, giving me that sun-kissed look. My base is so important to me, and I always want to make sure that I have the perfect, you know, makeup base down. I'm just going to go in with a small eyeshadow brush and use the lighter of the two shades just to contour my nose a bit. And I start from the head of my brow and work that down the side of my nose, making sure to blend it nicely. And then I like to take my foundation brush and just go over that area to make sure that everything is nicely blended. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm going to do my brows. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of reverse contouring with that same JUVIA'S Place powder. Alright, and we're just going to let that sit. We're baking there, you know, we're cleaning up that area, baking under the eye because we want the under eyes to look nice and smooth and bright. I'm going to just quickly do my brows off camera, come back and get into the JUVIA'S Place eyeshadow palette. Right, so brows are done. Brows are strong and fierce today. To fill in my brows, I went in with a simple Beauty Supply brown pencil. It's a dark brown pencil by the brand Nana Coco. I'm not sure if you'll be able to get this where you are. So I just use that to outline the bottom of my brows and the top, and then to fill in. I also went over the top of that with a MAC eyeshadow, a matte one in the shade Espresso, another dark brown shade, and that is what I did to just, you know, fill in the brows a little bit more. I went under my brows with the Butterscotch concealer from Too Faced to just clean up under my brows, and I also primed my eyelids in preparation for the eyeshadow with the JUVIA'S Place I Prime eyeshadow primer in shade number 2. I definitely need a primer for the shades that I'm going to be working with today, and I am so scared of this palette. I'm not sure how it's going to look, but let's just pray for the best. Let's just pray to the gods. All right, I'm going to start by going in with the matte blue shade in the palette. It's very pretty, but hopefully it shows up. I'm just running that through my crease. All right, it's showing up. It's showing up. And on the outer edge of the eye. And again, this is the JUVIA'S Place Rebels, the mint one. Actually, that is very pretty. This is definitely not a holiday look. This is more like a spring summer kind of look, but I wanted to test the palette out for you. You know, there are sales going on now, so if you can get your hands on the palette now while the price is reduced and keep it in your kit for when spring and summer rolls around, why not? But let's just see if I like it. I'm going to go into the pastel green. I'm not very hopeful. I think this might look ashy on my eye when I go to blend it out. The pastel green in the palette, and I'm going in with a very small eyeshadow blending brush. This is a BH Cosmetics number 8 brush. I got this in a brush set. I'll try to find it online and link it for you guys because I want to keep that transition very low. I don't want to go too far up into the brow. So I'm going to use this small brush to blend out that blue shade. I'm just going back in with the first blue, making sure that everything is nicely blended out. I think that first blue shade is very pretty. It definitely showed up better than I thought that it would. For my lid, I'm going to try the shimmer shade, the blue. Nice, beautiful, pretty blue shimmer shade, and I'm going to work that on the lid. I'm not going to cut the crease or anything. I just want it to be a very soft look today. This blue is pretty. That blue is stunning. Stunning, 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 stunning. I didn't wet my brush or anything like that. I'm going to go back in. That shimmer shade is so beautiful and I absolutely love it. I'm going to go back in with the blue in the palette and just make sure that I work that into the crease again. Alright, just wiped away that bake. I find these little small brushes that come in some of your compacts are so handy. Don't throw them away, make sure that you use them. I'm just going to go in with a black liner pencil under my lower lash line. I'm going to smoke out some of the blue eyeshadow beneath that black liner. And that mixed with the black eyeliner gave it like a nice, it almost looks like an emerald green underneath my lower lash line. And that looks lovely beneath the lower lash line. I'm just going to do a little wing just to give the eye a little bit more definition. This is the Revlon Colorstay Sharp Line Liquid Pencil in the shade Blackest Black 01. Alright, so the eye look is done. This quad performed better than I thought it would have performed. I am so surprised that it showed up on my complexion. I guess it was good that I went in with the JUVIA'S Place Eye Prime eyeshadow base. I think you definitely, if you are of a darker complexion, you definitely need some kind of eye base to go in with. But I'm just going to do my mascara, put a pair of lashes on, come back, and then do my blush, you know, a nice nude lip combo. Alright, and wrap my makeup up. Alright guys, so lashes are on. I'm just going to go under my eye with a Revlon Photoready blurring powder. I find this gives me a little bit more brightness under my eye, and I like a bright under eye. I'm using this in the shade 030 medium deep. Alright, and you can see the brighter. This side is a little bit more brighter. The unfortunate thing is that this shade 30 is the darkest that this powder comes in, and I think there are two shades that are lighter than this one. All set with the under eye. I'm going to go in with the silver shade in the palette and just work that on the inner corner of the eye, just to finish off the eye. And it has some green reflex in it. This shade is stunning. For my blush, I'm going to go in with an oldie but a goodie, the MAC Sheer Tone Blush in the shade Pinch Me. I'm going to set my face using the Maybelline Lasting Fits Matte Satin Spray. Alright, and I'm just working that setting spray into the skin, making sure that everything is nicely blended and everything is set. I think the complexion, the base is looking so good today. For my lips, I'm going to start by lining my lips with a black opal precision lip definer in the shade Timber. It's a dark brown. I'm also using that pencil to fill my lips in a little bit, a little ways in. Lipstick of choice today is the LA Girl Matte Flat Velvet Lipstick in the shade Snuggle. It's like a nice, is this the right one? Yes, it's like a nice pinky nude. Alright, Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Amber. These smell so good. Alright guys, and that's the look all done. My makeup is all done for the day. The eyes are colorful, a little bit more colorful than I would go for on your regular day, but hey ho, I love it. I actually like how the palette performed, the Juvia's Place Rebel Mints. I was so scared when I looked at this palette. I was saying it was not going to show up on my complexion. I was not going to like it. But I actually really like this. I think this is it's like a Tiffany blue. Yeah, an expensive blue. Lovely blue-green look. Perfect for the spring. I guess it's Christmas time, is the holiday time. But if you want to wear this look now, you can wear this look now. Who says that you can't? But I really enjoyed working from this palette. As you can see, the base is perfect. Everything is nicely set, nicely blended. I went in with the products that I absolutely love and that I would recommend. So drop me a comment. Let me know if you like the eyeshadow palette and if it's something that you're going to pick up. You know, let me know if you like the makeup look. Alright guys, just remember that I post every Wednesday and every Saturday. I am super consistent. Sometimes I throw in a little extra video for you guys to watch and to relax too. Alright, so that's going to go ahead and end the video. How many times can I say that's going to go ahead and end the video? Alright guys, so I'm really going to go this time. Have a fantabulous... Fantabulous is not even a word. I was trying to say fabulous. Have a fabulous day and a fantastic week wherever you are. And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.